in pre-season. I'm sure you've seen your fair few from both sides.
Yeah.
They've started pretty strongly. They've started at quite a pace.
Yeah, I mean, it's different from my era where there was a lot more running involved, a lot more physicality in doing that running as well. Straight into football, but it looks very, very intense and hard work. I mean, the facilities are second to none up there, I've got to say that. The quality of the pitch is great. The weather, although it's warm, it's very put upable, and putting training at 10 o'clock in the morning is good for them, and later in the afternoon as well, so avoiding the real heat. But yeah, it looks intense, and have gone straight into it, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I suppose they're looking forward to the first game on Saturday.
How do you think Jose's done since he's got here? I mean, it's quite a broad question, but you've got 2.5, 3 trophies, depends how you look at it.
Listen, he came in for a reason. I thought last season, particularly at one stage of the season where we went well over 20 games unbeaten, and within that 20 games created an awful lot of chances but just didn't put games to bed. Never really went up from fifth, never challenged for the league title, I suppose, and that's one thing we hope to be this year. I thought he's done tremendously well. I think the 4 players he brought in last year all did extremely well. We obviously, you just said there, we've won 2 cup competitions, Community Shield, and I think we're optimistic about the season ahead. I think we've signed 2 quality players. I don't know too much about the lad who's come in from Benfica, Lindelof, a Swedish lad, but Bojan, our Swedish ex-footballer, tells me he's a fantastic boy, so I'm really looking forward to seeing him. And Lukaku, who knows the Premier League, scored plenty of goals for Everton last year. We hope he continues, and he's at a good age as well. So I'm very, very optimistic.
He's got big boots to fill, Romelu. He's obviously proved himself in the Premier League, but filling Zlatan,
Yeah, well, Zlatan was brilliant for us last year, I got to say that. I don't think you realise how good a player is sometimes until you see him in the flesh. You see him play for Barca, PSG, all over Ajax and all that, but I don't think you realise how clever and how good a finisher he was till you actually see him in the flesh. And it was unfortunate that we got him when he was 35. But yeah, listen, there's pressure on you when you play for Manchester United. He comes from Everton. He's been in the Premier League for a number of years now. He seems to be getting better and better. Scored some great goals last year, well into the 20s, so we hope that improvement continues. He's a big strong boy, he can run, so he'll add a little bit more, I suppose, to what Ibra had last year in terms of pace. With
Romelu coming in, Wayne's gone the other way. It's an end of an era, but I guess the start of a new chapter for the club as well.
Yeah, I mean, Wayne's been unbelievable for this club. His record speaks for itself. 13 years here, over 550 games, 253 goals. He's been unbelievable for us, I gotta say that. And Gary Neville's got on record saying he's the best striker he played with, so that's good words to hear. So he's been unbelievable. Wish him well in his new challenge at Everton. But yeah, we've lost him, who's obviously a powerful character in the dressing room. Lost Ibra, who was very similar. But it's a new era. The managers did fantastically well last season, as I've said, and we hope we challenge for the league this year. And I think United fans are very optimistic.
Michael Carrick seemed the obvious choice as well to replace him as captain.
Yeah, Mike has been here for years and years. A quality player. The way he handles himself on and off the field, I think it was an obvious choice.
It seems to be coming together a lot in the attacking positions, and as much as Jose was frustrated at times last season with the lack of cutting edge, the talent is there. Defensively, there's a lot of strength and depth, but nobody seems to have nailed down a shirt.
Yeah, I think defensively we were second best in the league in conceding goals last year, and considering the amount of injuries and chopping and changing we had to do last season. I mean, how many centre-half partnerships did we have? Left back, I mean, how many players played different? Only Valencia really was a regular. But yeah, there's big competition there for places now at the centre-half position with Lindelof coming in. I think it was the other area of the field, obviously the scoring of goals, where we fell short on last year. The 5 teams above us, they all scored more than 10, 12 goals more than us, so it's the area of the field we have to improve. We're over-reliance on probably Ibra last season, so we need more avenues in scoring goals. And I'm sure Mkhitaryan, who's who will get better and better after having played in the Premier League for a year. I'm sure he'll chip in with more goals because he scored plenty in the Europa League last year for us.
Antonio's now down the right back spot, or right wing back, depending on how United line up. What about left back?
Well, it's open. I mean, it's obviously Luke's injured again. It's great to see him over here doing some recovery work. Darmian played very well at the back end of the season. Daley Blind can play there. Rojo, when he's fit, can play there. Even Ashley Young, I think, played there last year. But it's open at the moment. But I suppose Darmian finished the season particularly strong, so I think that'll be his position. It'll be his at the start. But listen, you play for Manchester United. There's got to be competition in every position. As I said, defensively, we were fantastic last year, considering all the injuries we had. So it's just we need some. I suppose when you say Valencia's the only regular, probably need to nail down a couple of centre halves that are going to play regular as well, because I think that'll do the team the world of good. You
mentioned Luke Shaw being out here recovering. Obviously, he won't be able to start the season, but do you think he can nail down this position? Because when he came to Manchester United, he was. Yeah,
absolutely. It's up to him. He's had one really bad injury. This is obviously not a good injury. Well, no injury is a good injury, but it's kept him out for quite a while as well, and obviously missing pre-season. As a player, I know how important pre-season is. But yeah, I mean, we've seen what potentially he had when he's played for Manchester United. We're coming from Southampton as well. So yeah, I'm sure. Hopefully he will come back stronger and stronger and be able to compete for that left back spot. I mean, listen, he's only a young lad. I think he's 22 today. He's got, he's still learning the game. You'll always learn the game, but particularly when you're young. And hopefully he'll get better and better.
And you know what it's like coming to a club like United, taking that step up. It is a big step. It takes a while to get used to your surroundings.
Even more so now. I think Manchester United has always been a huge club, but now we go on tour to the Far East. We come across here to America. Every game you're under the spotlight. It's not like you play for a smaller club and sometimes spotlight is not on you. You're under pressure here to perform all the time, and that's even in training under the manager's eyes. So yeah, that's part and parcel of playing for Manchester United.
Dennis, thank you very much. Yeah. Really appreciate it.
Then we're done.
Right.
That's when we're done.